No matter where you come from, no matter how hard or tough your life was growing up, it doesn't mean you have to continue that journey. My goal is to uplift the Indigenous youth and let them know that there's more to life than just drugs and alcohol and being in the loop of waiting for the weekend.
What's your name?
My name is Ally Sutherland.
And what's the name of your company?
Ally's Ribbons.
Where are you from?
I'm from Peguis First Nation, Treaty 1 territory.
And what is your business?
I am a ribbon work designer, and I'm also an Indigenous producer that promotes Indigenous in all aspects of art, and mostly runway.
What is your main goal with everything? Sum it up.
My main goal with Ally's Ribbons is to uplift the next generation of Indigenous people and to help break that cycle of generational trauma and also give a different outlook to the Indigenous people of the northern communities or anywhere, even inner city Indigenous people. I really want to show them that through art, we can travel the world and do it in a community way. My first show ever was in Cannes, France with International Indigenous Fashion Week. So what I did is I applied through there, just showing little pieces of my ribbon work. I didn't think I would get in just because you had to have at least a couple local fashion shows underneath your belt. But because I was the only Indigenous designer that was only doing ribbon work, they gave me the opportunity to be able to travel with them and showcase the ribbon work on a global stage. And when I was there, it was also the Cannes Film Festival. So we also got to see a lot of celebrities and other Indigenous people as well, such as Tantun Cardinal.
So where else have you done this work?
I've also was able to travel to New York Fashion Week in 2023 of September. And from that, I was able to travel to Paris in 2024 for their Fashion Week. And from that, I grew my love for the production side, and I was able to partner up with High Tech Moda and do the first ever Indigenous showcase for Milan Fashion Week of 2025 in September.
That's amazing. And so what is your next biggest event?
My biggest event is Japan Fashion Week, June 2026.
That's pretty exciting.
Yes.
Yeah. So how did that happen? How did you make that work?
So I travel with High Tech Moda. My good friend Pam is the owner of it. I told her that I would really love to put on a show to showcase the Indigenous people, and she's like, okay. She gave me the outlet and all that stuff, and I was able to do the first show with Milan and be able to bring grass dancers, jingle dress dancers, traditional dancers, and all, as well as 7 Indigenous designers to Milan. So now that we're gearing up for Japan, Pam asked me to do a bigger and better showcase to uplift the Indigenous people on a different side of the world.
So walk me through what that show sequence looks like.
So from the beginning, I am really in tune with my culture. I'm very spiritually in tune. So what I really want to do with this show in Japan is bring my home to them, because you never know who's going to be over there. What if there is an Indigenous people that are over there that are a part of our culture that didn't even know that we're still thriving and living and still colorful and loud and proud. So my goal is to honor my home with a hand drum for Indigenous men and women singing. And then we're going to go into the first designer, and then we're going to go into grass dance, and then we're going to go into the next designer, and then the hoop dance, and then traditional, and then woodland. And each in between will be an Indigenous designer showcasing their collections. And these designers are well known all over Turtle Island. It's definitely going to be a little bit of both, bringing my home and showcasing my culture, but also uplifting the other Indigenous people across Turtle Island. Because we have Lakota, Dakota, Sioux, Cree, Ojibwe, Salish, Métis, Afro-Indigenous. So what I'm trying to do is create a big community in the fashion world, and a healthy community, and that in the future, you'll be able to look back and be like, oh my God, that's someone that looks like me that is on the global stage.
The fact that you're working with former addicts and people from, not the easiest life. You're really truly inspiring them and giving them hope and giving them a really unique showcasing. I look at you as a leader. You're a leader doing something completely different than anything else I've ever heard. That inspires the hell out of me. Is there a particular message that you really, really want to leave as your flag in the sand?
My number one message is no matter where you come from, no matter how hard or tough your life was growing up, it doesn't mean you have to continue that journey. My goal is to uplift the Indigenous youth and let them know that there's more to life than just drugs and alcohol and being in the loop of waiting for the weekend. I'm trying to turn them in a different direction where it's beneficial for them generationally.
So is this your full-time thing? Like how many kids do you have?
I have 2 little boys who are 8 and 6.
And how do you fit in everything that you're working while being a mom?
When people ask me that, I often don't know how to respond other than saying this is I am a mom by day and a designer by night. I am a modern day superhero.
And how do these things get done? Are you rich?
No. So I am a single mom. I sew full time. So I make ribbon work and custom ribbon work. And that's my only way to pay my bills and support my 2 boys.
And so who's helping you right now to get these 30 models and team of up to 40 people to Japan? How's that? Where are you getting the money from?
We do a lot of community fundraising. So the reason why I selected these 30 people is because they all have gifts. They all have gifts that are meant to be seen globally. So if the community can see that these people are meant to shine and put a message up, maybe they'll be able to help donate or sponsor us in any way that we can. Like, I do not make any money from what I do. This is all voluntarily. And it doesn't bother me much, but the team that I have that is a part of me, a part of Ally's Ribbons that keeps me going, I need to make sure that I'm taking care of them. So like a lot of what we do is all community fundraising and donations.
And so when you say take care of them, what do you feel you need to do to take care of them?
I need to make Ally's Ribbons a brand that can become an empire, that my team doesn't have to worry about food bills, or they can have a day off if they would like to. That's my goal, is just to make sure that my team's bills and their children are fed and they can have a day off if they would like to.
So it sounds to me like this business that you're doing is primarily ribbon dresses.
Yes.
Okay. And everything else you're doing is nonprofit.
Yeah, we're basically nonprofit and we're struggling because my other partner, which is Ocean Briere, she's a single mom as well. We're like 1 week her phone will be cut off, the other week mine will. Like, it's because like what we're doing, no one is doing at all. And that's why there's no money. And we're trying to pave a whole different road to what our goal is.
And when I've been involved in different fundraisers or charities or things like that, there's often big dinners, there's big processes. Really, who would be the perfect type of people, targets that could help out with a fundraiser? Would it be businesses?
I would say it would definitely be any businesses, any type of local businesses, because we need to eat. We need to pay our bills. We take photos. Anything art form aspect is in any type of business. So we can work with any type of business because we're an outlet that does anything and everything, I think. The type of people that we would need for support is definitely our community leaders. From doing New York and Paris and Milan, not much of our community leaders helped out with that, with donations or anything like that. So what our goal here with the In 30 individuals is to reach out to the communities and hopefully talk to them, possibly being ambassadors to the community to showcase their community on a global stage as well, such as Japan Fashion Week and all that stuff. So,
and are you going to be mentioning those nations while you're there or in print?
So we definitely like to have the master of ceremonies in between each designers to give a shout out to all of the sponsorships and all of the people that helped us to get to where we are.
And have you had any support to date from any type of governments, municipal, federal, provincial?
Yes, we've received help with Manitoba Arts Council and Indigenous Economic Growth Fund, I believe, is what helped us for Milan.
Now, could you use any more volunteers to help you?
Yes, the more volunteers, the more bigger we can get and the more weight off our shoulders because it's literally just me and Ocean and Lucy doing it all.
So I think that there's a need for more volunteers,
Mhm.
more organization. At the end of the day, I see great growth of awareness to these people in the fest. I see you giving incredible inspiration. Do you think Japan really knows what it's like to live in a First Nation Indigenous community?
Definitely not. I've been doing a little bit of research and all that stuff, and they say that Japan is really clean and really strict and all that stuff. And a lot of feedback that I get is like they're so culture shocked on how much they respect their community and their people. And like their healthcare is free, like everything and all that stuff. The other aspect of things is I'm trying to take these Indigenous people and whoever comes, hopefully it's leaders as well that see us and see those type of environments and hopefully take from whatever culture or whatever and gained whatever they can and bring it back to their community and hopefully implement it in their own homes or whatever.
Interesting. You're talking about leaders. Have you ever considered reaching out to the different councils and chiefs of the different nations and ask them if they would like to join and be part of this, or even how does someone take part in the audience of this show? Where do you find tickets for this?
High Tech Moda usually once we get all of our fees completely paid off. I still have some fees that I have to pay off. Once the fees are completely paid, it's just full promotion and that's when the website for the tickets start going up and that's where we could able to do sales.
Is there anybody else besides the Indigenous people? Is there anybody else that you strive to impress or to inspire?
It's not just the like us brown Indigenous. Anyone that is Indigenous, I want to work with. It could be the Black Indigenous or whatever, whoever is Indigenous. I definitely want to work because Indigenous doesn't mean us, like Native people. It means different things in different cultures in different countries. I want to acknowledge the Indigenous people in their lands, the Indigenous people to Japan. I would definitely love to invite for them to come see what Indigenous Canada is. That's my whole goal, is to exchange cultures in a healthy, beautiful way and uplift anyone native to their land.
Wow, that's wicked. Where would you like to see yourself in the next 5 years?
In the next 5 years, doing exactly what I'm doing right now, but comfortably with no worries of having to pay a bill.
And being comfortable without having to worry about paying a bill, that would mean that you need a company, a brand. How does that work with Ally's Ribbons? And do you need a storefront to sell your product? How does how do you feel like
Ally's Ribbons, I would love to create a place where I'm able to teach people how to do ribbon work in all different aspects. I would also love to do the production side of Ally's Ribbons. You know, if a community would love to put on a fashion show to uplift their community artists, all they have to do is call Ally's Ribbons and I take my team up there. We help them, we coach them, put on the show and all that stuff. That's what I love to do is production side and also creating.
that's pretty awesome. So you have a big following on Instagram, TikTok. Where else do you have a big following or you want to share some of your social media outlets?
You guys can follow our journey at Ally's Ribbons on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok.
Right now, you've got fundraisers planned. What are those
Yeah.
fundraisers coming?
Our first fundraiser will be at the West Culture Center on March 27th. And then we're going to be having our big 2-day festival fundraiser in middle of April. I believe it's 18th and 19th. And that's so far what we have so far. We don't have a venue for the April fundraiser, but we're leaning to it. Yeah.
Okay. And then the next question I have for you, do you have any fundraising platforms like a GoFundMe page set up right now?
Yes, we do. On the Ally's Ribbons pages, we do have a link on our bios.
Okay. Is there any other types of donations that you're looking for besides money and volunteers?
I think people just sharing the people that I'm uplifting. If you go on the Ally's Ribbons page, you'll see over 32 individuals that are going to be becoming their own brand. If you're able to follow us, please give us a like, follow, comment, uplift the next people that are going to be on these global stages. That's all I ask.
So part of this announcement is that you're now a company.
Yes.
And a Birch Group of companies.
Yes.
And what does that mean to you? What do you think of that?
I'm overwhelmed and very happy and proud that I'm able to partner up with a group of individuals that see my vision and support me and hear me and just want the best for others as well. And so being a part of the Birch is something that I prayed for, and I'm really happy to be a part of. And I'm excited to see what we can do as partners and hopefully get the Indigenous people globally.
Well, I think that the Birch Group of companies might be very interested in hearing more about your story. And that's kind of what we're aligning ourselves with, and that's the whole purpose of what it is we do as a public relations and marketing company that operates with connecting businesses to the Indigenous communities. I feel that you are absolutely perfectly suited to benefit all involved because of the way, the approach, and the direction that you're going. I'm also thinking on the political side of things. Now, we're not talking about the Liberals in Ottawa. We're not talking about the NDP locally, or even Scott Gillingham, the mayor of Winnipeg. But chiefs and councils are political leaders as well in communities. So I feel that the Birch ecosystem is a neutral playing field to those different government angles. Knowing that and understanding how, or is there any contacts that you would like the Birch Group to reach out on your behalf?
I'm pretty sure me and Ocean and Lucy have a big list, but they're more of like taking notes and having everything like that. But right now, I don't really have anything off the top of my head.
Okay.
Yeah.
As I'm certainly thinking that the magazine that we're about to come out with right away is a nice touch, but we want to be able to ensure that the community leaders are fully aware of what it's doing. The message is very clear that you're doing this for others and you just want to be comfortable. Yeah. It's very, very humbling and a blessing. So that's going to be our motivation, is to get you in that magazine and to spread your wings, and collectively your group. I want your team to be engaged with spreading this word and getting out there in a good way. What
I really would need donations is like, it's expensive for ribbons, it's expensive for fabric, the little supplies is all that stuff, like and sewing machines. In order for us to continuously to grow, I'm going to need sewers. I'm going to need more fabric. I'm going to need more tables, like things like that, in order to be able to generate that income within Ally's Ribbons. And yeah, that's basically what I got.
For more information on how you can be part of sharing Indigenous culture and voices on a global stage, visit the GoFundMe page, Prairie Nights to Tokyo Lights. Together we can carry our stories from the prairies to the world in a good way.